Here we have a 1964 Fairlane two-door post. This car's been off the road for about 25 years. Ex-drag car from the 60s. This is original paint on this car, and at one time had the inside of the car narrowed the same as a Thunderbolt. There's the original wheel tubs, widened at one time. Not exactly sure when it was done. This car has on it after you rub all the dust off of it, as you can see, it has 33,000 original miles. Can't quite make out what Ford dealership it came from, but it does have the original Ford emblem on the back. And as you can see, it has the original quarters on it, and the tubs, and the trunk floor is actually quite amazingly clean. We'll put it up in the air and we will take a look. As you can see, this car has the original frame still in it, and it's totally solid. At one time, somebody moved the whole trunk floor in or the frame rails in. I would say this car is as close as you can get to a Thunderbolt without having a Thunderbolt serial number on it. right now, this car has on it, as you can see, we will turn this around, that these tires are 12 inches wide. Now, if we go starting there to the outside of the tire is 18 inches. Well, 17 and a half. So this car here, you can fit a 16-inch going from there across. It's showing that there is 17 inches of tire that could fit inside that wheel well. These tires I just put on this car to show, like I said, go to the other side where there's not as much light. Going from the edge of that tire over, that's 10 and a half inches. Almost 11 inches of tire. Oops. Okay, going there. Remove the tape measure. So, going from there is 11 and a half inches of tire on stock frame rails. Stock shocks, stock perches, stock springs, and a stock frame rail. I'm not really sure what somebody did, but at one time this car had some pretty big tires underneath it in the 60s. From all literature I've written or read, this is done exactly the same as Ford did back at the assembly line when they built Thunderbolts. But this car's serial number does not come up as a Thunderbolt. It does come up as a 6-cylinder, 3-speed standard 2-door post car. The frame rails on this car are extremely clean. You can see where somebody had a bigger motor in this car at one time because it was rubbing on the firewall. But this car is what you would call a real barn find. This has been in a garage for the last 20 some odd years. I don't know what it has in it for gears. And I do not know how much shorter the rear end is from a stock one. I haven't measured it yet.